If you feel confused, that's your answer. Because love isn't supposed to feel like something you have to figure out. Not how they feel, not where you stand, and not what their actions actually mean. But I didn't always see it that way. And I'll share what made that clear for me in a minute. Hi, I'm Ty Love, and this is Love Without Chasing. This is my series, What I Wish I Knew Sooner About Love, where I share honest conversations about the lessons I had to learn the hard way, so maybe someone listening can learn them in a more gentler way, especially when it comes to love, self-trust, and choosing ourselves. And today I want to talk about something that feels small at first, but slowly starts to take over how you feel in a relationship. One of the things that I wish I knew sooner about love is this: confusion is not something you're supposed to get used to. And for a long time, I thought it was normal. Because when something feels unclear, it's easy to give it the benefit of the doubt. You tell yourself, maybe they're just busy. Maybe they didn't mean it like that. Or maybe I just need to be patient. At first, that feels understanding. It feels like you're giving the relationship space to grow. But over time, that uncertainty doesn't go away. It builds. And it starts showing up in how you feel. You notice you're thinking more than you're feeling, trying to connect things, make sense of mixed signals, figure out what's real and what isn't. And even when things seem okay on the surface, there's still something underneath it, something that doesn't feel settled. And the moment I mentioned earlier wasn't a conversation. It was a realization I had after one. I noticed that even after we talked things through, I didn't feel any clearer. I wasn't overthinking. I was still unsure. And that's when it clicked for me. Clarity doesn't leave you feeling like that. Love doesn't leave you like that. After that, I stopped trying to resolve the confusion and started noticing the pattern of it. How often it showed up, how consistent it felt, how it affected me over time. Because confusion wasn't something that happened once. It was something that kept happening. And that kind of feeling, it doesn't just stay in your thoughts. It changes how you show up. You start second guessing yourself, overthinking simple things, questioning your own reactions. And after a while, you don't just feel unsure about them, you start feeling unsure about yourself. And I think that's the part that matters the most. Because confusion doesn't always feel like something is wrong. It just feels like something hasn't been figured out yet. But healthy love doesn't leave you in a consistent state of trying to understand it. There's a steadiness to it, a sense of knowing where you stand without having to search for it. And that kind of clarity, it feels different. It feels like love. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you were constantly trying to figure someone out instead of being, feeling sure about them? Because sometimes we stay longer than we should. Not because we don't see what's happening, but because we're hoping it changes. We hold on to what they said instead of accepting what they're showing us. This is Love Without Chasing. Around here, we don't chase love, we choose it. And I'll see you in the next episode.